Hi everybody, Eli Schultz here with Myles Simmons and guest of honor here, Jack Dickey. He was one of the Deadspin writers that broke the big story about Manti Te'o last week. Jack, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm sure you've had quite a whirlwind week.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, but I didn't have class till today, so it all came together nicely.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a nightmare.
Could you give us a little bit of an idea what you've been up to these since the story broke?
Yeah, so we published 4 o'clock last Wednesday, and since then I've been probably done like 20 radio interviews, 5 TV things. And all of it's very flattering to me because usually Deadspin isn't the first outlet people go to get like an opinion on anything. Anybody wants to go to a newspaper writer or whatever. But for me to get on, I did the holy trinity of Access Hollywood, Extra, and Inside Edition. So
there you go.
For people who left the TV on while cooking dinner.
Very exciting stuff. So how exactly did this story come about? What was your first sort of lead? Where did you get the ideas from?
Yeah, so we have a tips box at Deadspin where we get email, and that's like, basically if anyone wants to get in touch with us, that's the route they use, and it goes to all of us on the staff. So we get a tip Friday, like I guess it's, almost 2 weeks ago now, saying if you look into Lene Kekua, Manti Te'o's girlfriend, you'll find that she doesn't exist. And so, I'm sort of a conspiracy-minded individual, and I like reporting, and I like, even though I thought this tip, there would be nothing to it because it's just so implausible. She'd been reported as existing everywhere.
Yeah, right.
I said, I want this, and then, I started poking around, making a few calls, and then Tim Burke, my colleague, said, I've got some tools that'll help you with this story. Like, he's very good at sort of deep online digging. So he was doing that while I was looking through LexisNexis and seeing everything that had been reported about this girl. And then our editor-in-chief, Tommy Craggs, he hopped in, and then sort of by Friday night, we had a sense that we were on to something, and then we were just sort of, from there, we were running.
So really within a day, you really had an idea of...
Yeah. I mean, we didn't...
How big this thing would become.
Right. I mean, it was bigger. I mean, it became bigger than we expected it would be. I mean, we knew it would be a big story. Like, I mean, just sort of because we were able to call the media on the carpet in the way we did. But I think the fact that it's become like a national tabloid sensation has surprised us a little bit. I mean, it is the most popular story in the history of the site, which is something we really didn't expect. It's great for us because we have more eyeballs on the site, and we did it. I mean, the former #1 story was about Brett Favre sexting Jen Sturger, and the big
also
photo.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah,
Well, it's very exciting, and it's a good story. But the centerpiece of that was a photo of Brett Favre's penis, and so if you we're not. None of us are like prudes or anything, but
Right. Yeah.
knocking the penis photos out of #1 was still something we were proud to do.
I'm sure that's a big step forward for you guys.
So, Jack, what have you found to be really the most unbelievable or fascinating thing about all of this?
I mean, that the mainstream sports media totally missed all the red flags there were with this story. I mean, Pete Thamel from Sports Illustrated did a good thing after our story came out, and he released he wrote a sort of sappy cover story on Te'o, and he released the full transcript of his interview with Manti. And you can, which is good for transparency's sake, but then when you saw it, you could see, like, here was how I missed this story. Like, he couldn't find any record of her at Stanford, so he cut the reference to her going to Stanford. He couldn't find a record of her car accident being a drunk driver accident, so he just said it was a regular old car accident. And just sort of enough of these things in the story that if he had been sort of thinking straight, he would have seen, wait a second, there's not a real person here. I mean, or at least sort of have looked enough to then realize there wasn't a real person there. But that didn't happen, and a number of journalists didn't do it. I'm picking on Thamel because he's been the most open since our story came out. And so just the way people miss that story is completely mystifying. But, one hopes journalists will have learned to check certain things out.
Yeah. So I guess now I'd like to maybe let our viewers know a little bit about you, how you got involved with Deadspin, and your sort of career as a writer now that you're a big star.
Yeah, of course. So I started Deadspin my sophomore year, end of January, as an intern. Was just doing it. I guess I was doing it 2 mornings, and Monday, Wednesday morning, and then all day Friday. And I started out sort of doing the regular intern stuff, which is a little bit of posting and also sort of researching, writing, whatever. And they liked me enough to keep me around. I started doing nights then, which was, a big load to have during the semester.
Yeah, of course.
But, it was one night a week and whatever. I was flattered to have it and was actually getting paid for that. And then then I went to, they kept me around for the summer, and I started doing more then. And then sort of from then on, I've been doing school and Deadspin. It's more like 50-50 as opposed to, what I was doing before. And, I've had a number of job titles. My favorite job title there was sports editor. It is an all sports site. Then I became sports and food editor. And now my job title is editorial fellow, which I think is, I don't even know where it came from, and I don't know what the deal with it is. But no, it's the best place to work if you're interested in sports media, because there's absolutely nothing you can't write about if you have sort of an idea and can make your point well. And
so you are graduating in May, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. So what will that bring for you? Any more career opportunities? What do you think?
Yeah, ideally I'll stay on at Deadspin. It's not finalized yet, and if there's somebody out there that wants to pay me $200,000 and have me write 1 column a week, that might be more attractive.
This is the guy that unearthed the Manti Te'o.
Yes, this is true. So
really great bargain here. No, but I would like to stay at Deadspin, and we'll see sort of how that shakes out.
All right, Jack. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on.